Dinner time! Kiwanis Connects live on the air, coming at you from all parts of the country. As always, I'm in Virginia Beach. I'm Aaron Phillips, the voice, and sitting in the back, driving Miss Daisy today in the back seat of someone's car. You can insert all the jokes you want to anytime you want to, but keep them to yourself. Is, of course, my co-host, the lovely, talented, newly elected, freshly minted, to-be Kiwanis International Trustee, Doc Val. How are you, my friend?
Aloha. I am doing great. It's not very often that I get to sit in the back seat of anybody's car. And so it's a privilege to be driven. At this point, I won't introduce you to the drivers and stuff because I do not want to have the phone fall on the floor. But I'm with Greg and Chrissy Heath, the incoming trustee from his area
Yep.
here in
Oh, right
Calneva.
on.
So, yeah,
Wow,
headed down to Pasadena.
that's a car royalty right now with all these trustees and everybody in that car. And although Andy's probably breathing a sigh of relief, saying, "Great, that's one trip I don't have to take her to." He's probably at home
Pretty,
going, "Oh, the car's
pretty,
getting a break."
pretty much. He's looking at this going, win. It's a Friday afternoon. I get to be at my own pace, and Doc Val is on the road. So,
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Just let me remind everybody. First of all, thank you for making us part of your Friday. It is August. What is the date today? August 7th. August 7th. Summer is a month away or so. Labor Day is the unofficial ending. Schools are getting ready to go back. And I know I was just in Vegas last week. If you all recall, it was 115 degrees. They had record heat last weekend. Now I come back to Hampton Roads, right, guys? And there's this thing called humidity, or in some circles,
mhm.
they call it humidity. But anyway, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, please share the feed. If you have to leave us before the show's up, as you know, go back to Facebook or YouTube, any of the platforms, any of the 6 live feeds that we are on. Go back and watch it anytime that you choose to. And I don't know, Doc Val, the last 4 weeks, there's something in the water because all of our shows, I think the lowest viewership was about 125,000 views, topped by the show in Manila. No, I take that back. The show with Seth the following week tipped the scales at about 150,000 views. So I don't know what's going on. We're doing something right, or people just really need to get a life, one or the other. I'm not really sure what it is.
I want to thank them. Please do not be insulted. Come back
Yes.
often.
Absolutely. Please do. And of course, as always, we have our regular segments. We have Melissa Atwell, Mental Health Moment Tip of the Week. We, of course, have Val's Well Moments. And of course, Bad Dad Jokes. And my guests are armed and ready to chip in. Today's theme, because Val is on the road today, you guessed it, folks, Bad Dad Jokes based on road trips. You betcha. I got some lined up. But more importantly, today's guest, which I jumped into the promo earlier this morning to add to it because we did not have confirmation when I got it out there last night. But joining me today, if you are a fan of the YMCA, if not, hopefully you're a fan of the song at least. And I promise we won't break out into the letters.
We can if you want.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, absolutely.
John, you got to find that music and cue it up. We'll have to do that at some point. And then, of course, also, too, if you like golf, Nick represents Nick Lamaro. He is the executive director of the First Tee Hampton Roads, which is a program of the YMCA, which Kristen Howard is the vice president of PR and marketing for YMCA of Hampton Roads. That's a whole mouthful. But guys, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. How are you, Nick?
Thank you for the opportunity. It's nice to be here.
Absolutely. And Doc Val, these folks, I met Nick for the first time today. I've known Kristen for a little bit through the Hampton Roads Chamber. She's been a past guest of mine on my podcast, Aaron's Hour, about a month or so ago. But these are great people. We know about the legacy of YMCA. But yeah, how you found them. Share how you found First Tee and how we got it connected here in the Capital District in Hampton Roads.
Well, I've been very actively involved in First Tee many years ago, and because we have like the Tiger Woods golf course and all that out here in the Monterey area, but I'd always been going, it's kind of low key, and I was wandering around on Facebook and thinking about, wow, the First Tee out where you are light years ahead of many programs that I've ever seen. And I know the value of kids who go through this program. you just are life changing. So the fact that you said yes, and knowing that your partner in crime is the Boys and Girls Club, it just added to that. So having both of you here, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
I know you're driving and I know you don't have your notes in front of you, but it's the YMCA, not Boys and Girls Club.
Oh,
Well, that's
Well-
okay.
So, but hold on, let me jump in.
Go,
there.
please.
Well,
We
the
do partner with all
YMCA is absolutely phenomenal. And they partner with Kiwanis, so
But
I
but
could get
Nick's
it
gonna
right
bail
either
you out.
way.
No.
Nick's going to bail you out.
You weren't wrong. You
Thank
weren't
you,
wrong.
Nick.
We do all sorts of community partnerships. So, Boys and Girls Club, we've done some work with, still developing. But yeah, we partner with all sorts of community organizations, schools, and other youth serving organizations, nonprofits. There's lots of barriers to the game of golf, which I'm sure we'll get into. But you're both right.
See,
Well,
he's
I
going to be a
told you
politician
before.
someday.
Yeah, and I told you before that was not going to be the first time I was going to be wrong today or the last. So I'm all over it. Anybody watching knows, yeah, Val's going to make that mistake. So I'm glad you're
No,
here. Thank you.
it's good. It's good because you know what? He's going to be a politician someday. He just included everybody. So let me ask you this question. I'll start it off for a second. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Which came first, YMCA to go to First Tee, or did First Tee come to YMCA and say, let's partner? How did that relationship work out?
So we started out as the Hampton Roads Junior Golf Foundation.
Okay.
About 26 or 27 years ago. And shortly after that, the founders went to the YMCA and said, hey, we need some help running this thing.
Okay.
You guys are the experts in the area with youth development. And that's where, then spawned this partnership with the YMCA and the First Tee coming together
Gotcha.
to, become a chapter, an early chapter of the First Tee. There's
Right on.
150 of us. So,
Okay.
we're one of the earlier ones.
Right on. And First Tee here in Virginia Beach is located where, Miss Kristen?
It's right off of Princeton Road in Virginia Beach, right next to VB National Golf Course.
And VB National Golf Course has a great legacy because they were part of PGA Tours. They've played some of the big events that the PGA is known for. So where First Tee is located, Val, I mean, is prime real estate in terms of a very recognized national golf course for PGA Tours and stuff. So it's a great win-win all the way across the board. And I had my first experience at First Tee outside of when we met at the Chamber last September in that rainstorm. Fatherhood Foundation, which is a nonprofit here, which we'll be hearing more about down the line, had their first annual dad and kid golf tournament. I was the MC for it, so I had an opportunity to set foot on the property for the first time. And let me tell you, those nine hole little par 3, par 4 holes ain't no joke, even for First Tee
No,
kids.
they're not. They're not.
Yeah.
But I was going to
Go ahead.
say one of the things as we're getting to this, most people out there don't know what First Tee is. So before we get in depth about how it connects with kid development and all those things, if you could just give like that 10,000 foot, because I don't want people going, you get a tea or you drink tea together. How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you remember anything from what I say today, it's about good golfers and better people, right? So we use the game of golf. It's the vehicle for character development. So we have 9 core values, things like respect, responsibility, honesty, perseverance, which is probably the core value that I practice the most on the golf course. Golf's a really humbling game, so it's a really natural teaching tool. So we do things like classes and summer camps, community outreach, like I mentioned before, going into schools and partnering with the community. I really truly believe it takes a village. But it spawned from about a little over 25 years ago. The PGA and the Masters Tournament, all these major golf associations came together and said, we need to make this game, this sport more accessible, right? And you're seeing that happen today, so it's a relatively younger organization, I guess, in comparison to like the YMCA, right? So people are still learning about it. There's 150 chapters in the country, and we're super fortunate to have our own facility. Like you mentioned, the 9-hole course that we have, and the driving range, putting, chipping, golf simulator. Of the 150 chapters, there's only about 50 of us that have our, own practice facility
Gotcha.
like that. So
I want to share with you. I don't know, Val, if you saw it pop up, but we are once again confirmed international today. Tabua Malula, Kiwanis Club, Lusaka Metro in Zambia is in the chat room. So good morning to our friends out there in Metro Zambia. Good morning. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. And Rex as well. Hope you're recovering well from your Achilles surgery. I know that you are. But history, when you're starting off new and you can work with an organization like the YMCA that's been around for a while, is never a bad formula for success, right? I mean, working together gives you guys a pop as another resource for kids to have something, and for you guys getting established
right.
all those years ago, 20 years ago, hey, we're connected with YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, and all those other groups around. It's got to be a good thing for everybody across the board, right?
Well, absolutely. And it gives us something, like you said, something else to offer. The why isn't necessarily the first thing that you think of when you think of golf. And so for us to be able to be blessed with this facility to run, and now we've been doing it for over 25 years here locally.
Mhm.
And it's just amazing for us to be able to offer that avenue of youth development and youth sports and also family connection.
Absolutely. I think I got a big kick out of watching the tournament a couple of Sundays ago and seeing these young kids try to swing a golf club that's longer than they are tall. I mean, it
Yes.
was, but I'll tell you what, they could hit the ball better than I certainly could, even at my age right now. But they were out there having a good time, and you could just see the development of that happening. Go ahead, Val, take it away.
I
Good
was just
morning,
gonna say, the sport of choice for my grandsons is golf, and that's because I think mom and dad do not want them on the football field or the baseball field, and so they have had the miniature golf clubs, and now they're picking up this process, and so I think it's amazing, and I'm very curious as to when you're looking for a partner, why the why? I don't know if there's a better way of asking it. How do
Yeah,
you pick
absolutely.
partners? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a natural fit, to be honest with you. With the YMCA's, pillars and values and, social responsibility, it's just parallel, right? So, I think it's honestly a no-brainer. And then I think what's also really amazing too is, this YMCA association, YMCA of Southampton Roads, is just far stretched, right? So then that just gives us connections in this area of people to lean on and support that are doing all similar work. So I said before, it takes a village, right? So what better organization
Absolutely.
to hang out with than the YMCA?
Absolutely. We were scrolling both websites a few minutes ago. If you want to learn more about First Tee, simply go to firstteehamptonroads.org. And then if you want to learn more about the YMCA of Southampton Roads, it is ymcashr.org. And I was tooling around on the YMCA website this morning, and you guys have something on there that just kind of blew my mind called a busy meter.
Oh, yeah.
Val, there's so, first of all, how many YMCA's are you responsible for or are part of what is considered Southern Hampton Roads?
Southampton Roads. Well, we have 20 membership facilities, which are kind of your more traditional,
Okay.
live with the gym and the pools. And then we have 2 day camps
Okay.
that we run. That we have First Tee, the golf course, and
Right.
then on the Eastern Shore we have an overnight camp
Okay.
called Camp Silver Beach.
Gotcha. So I scrolled to the bottom of the page with all these clubs, and there's this thing on the bottom called Busy Meter. I'm like, what the heck is this about? And I clicked on it, and it is a live app, if you will, that shows how busy each of these centers are. And I think the one that was number one at the time I looked at it was one on the Outer Banks at like almost 30%, while everybody else was like in the mid to upper teens. You can actually check out to see how busy a facility is that you may want to go to before you even set foot out the door to say, oh, that's too busy. I'm never going to get to my equipment or whatever. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world to see that. I've never seen that on any website before for any company or organization. I thought that was brilliant. Could you imagine if we did that for Kiwanis?
It would be, here are all your opportunities. You want to show up. We need extra volunteers. I think that would be fabulous. Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know what we're going to do? We're going to step aside for our first break, Val. It's quarter after. Let's get to our break. I want to make some audio adjustments on this side. You're watching Kiwanis Connects, more with our guests, Kristen and Nick, Doc, Val, driving someone.
Hosting a podcast? I offer a podcast seminar where I share the information you need to set up your podcast for success. Some of the topics that I cover include basic terminology, how to do a successful interview, who to target as a potential advertiser, and more. For more information, visit thevoiceof757.com or email me directly at aaron@thevoiceof757.com. Let my voice speak to you.
Every day they answered the call. They served, they protected, they sacrificed. When their final journey comes, they deserve the same honor they showed others. Firefighter Memorial Transport provides dignified memorial transportation for our fallen firefighters, law enforcement officers, veterans, first responders, and their families. Because heroes should never be forgotten. Your tax-deductible donation helps keep this mission moving. Donate today. Firefighter Memorial Transport. Honoring heroes, serving families, preserving their legacy.
Yes. Hi, welcome back. Linden Central. Welcome back. Firefighter Memorial Transport, Frank Mazzaro. If you want to learn more about that, and please go back to last week's Aaron's Hour show. I had Frank on with me while I was in Vegas. It's a great cause to support not only firefighters, but all military first responders with the way they should be sent off with a lot of honor and dignity by using the caisson method of final display. So thank you very much for that. John, great job with that spot as well. As always, yeoman's work on getting the word out on other organizations. Thank you, Rex, for your help on the mic level. We've adjusted, so hopefully we'll have that fixed moving forward. There was something else I wanted to share, but I forgot at the moment. So Val, take it away.
You know, we were having a conversation in the car about all of this, and so it sounds amazing that you're partnering with other organizations that have like values. But really, how does First Tee work? How do the kids get involved with you? What are the expenses to the family? Because golf can be really expensive.
Yeah, it's a great question. So, our goal is to never say no to anybody, right? So we want to. There's plenty of barriers to the game of golf, and I think we're designed to try to dismantle as many of those barriers and create access the best we can. So, quite a few ways that we do that. You know, I mentioned the facility that we have, right? I think it first starts with an environment that is, you know, golf is hard enough as it is, right? So when you go to a place and you're unfamiliar with the game of golf, there's a hidden curriculum to this game that if you don't have somebody introducing it to you and giving you, that orientation, you can be soured from, the game pretty quickly. Like I said, it's a humbling game. So, our program, the environment that we create is meant to be supportive, inclusive, and open for everybody, right? So there's a lot of different things that we do to create access. So I'll start with membership. We have really affordable access for your household. It's $50 a month to come out for unlimited golf.
Wow.
So that's for the household. So you can hit as many buckets of balls as you like.
As many people from the house can come out.
Yep, you can play the course as much as you like. We don't do tee time. So again, another kind of aspect of choose your own adventure, whatever you have time for.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it. Or if you're a YMCA member, it's just a $25 add-on to your existing YMCA membership.
Okay.
So hit as many buckets of balls as you want. I mean, you can go to any driving range around, and it's probably $10 for a bucket of balls. So you make your money pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phenomenal value. So golf classes, again, we have financial assistance that's available. We just secured some grant money as well for some more scholarships to really kind of roll the kids that we meet out into the community with our community outreach initiatives to, we don't want to just expose you to the game of golf. I think, it's a game that you can play forever, right? And just like anything that you want to get good at, it takes practice and dedication. So we're looking for kids that show affinity, a curiosity, and hopefully eventually a love for the game. And we don't want to just say, hey, this is how you hold the club. See you around. Hopefully we'll meet you out there. We want to create a pathway for you to continue to develop.
But one of the things that residually is a big side effect of First Tee is what I witnessed with the Fatherhood Foundation. It's another opportunity for kids and their parent. In that case, it was the Fatherhood Foundation, but
Yeah.
mom or dad are together as a family. It just gives the family unit, which is what YMCA is really built around, another avenue to spend time together. God knows in today's society, we need time as families together, and it's just another avenue at an affordable rate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and we do, it was really cool to partner with the Fatherhood Foundation, but that type of event we do once a month.
Sure.
Called our Big T Little T
Mm.
tournament. So it's an
Okay.
adult child alternate shot format tournament, and it's all about just getting people out there together
Absolutely.
as families. My dad cut down an old set for me of his when I was, I think, 6 or 7.
What's your handicap?
Right now it's a 10-5. So
Mine is
it's-
just the game of golf. That's my
Yeah,
handicap.
yeah. But yeah. So it's all about trying to get out as a family and really enjoy that quality time.
Absolutely.
Because I benefited from that growing up. And some
Absolutely.
of my fondest memories.
Are
with
you
my
a golfer,
father.
Kristen?
Yeah. What's your handicap?
My handicap is having to carry my bag. My husband likes to golf, and so I will basically only golf at the first tee.
You know what? I'm probably that way too, because golf courses and I go out on a golf course with a certain number of golf balls. If I still have one left in my bag by the time I get off the 18th hole, to me, that's a win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at, But no, it's the thing about golf is that it can be such a perceived of such a luxury sport, right? A lot of business people, business meetings go out, the guys with the stogies and the cognac and the brandy and all. But really, I think because of the miniature golf scenario, especially in a town like this, where you have miniature golf down on the waterfront till the cows come home, right? Then you have the top golfs of the world where anybody can go out and swing a club and at least experience having that club. I think golf is starting to come down out of that elite stratosphere mentality of it only being a game for the rich or the business minded, to where it's coming down out of that into the world of acceptance as a family sport or as a relaxing sport. If they wanted people to succeed in the game of golf, instead of trying to chase a ball this big, we'd be playing with beach balls. You know what I'm saying? We'd be playing with beach balls.
Wiffle ball.
Oh,
golf?
wiffle ball,
Yeah.
right? Well, that'll be sort of like pickleball. Pickle golf? Can you have pickle golf?
I'm sure we.
Not the honest.
Hey, we.
Well, that's like
patent that. Let's do it.
No disrespect to
But
Lisa.
that's
but
our
tell us the
Special
pickle-
Olympics. That's our
Right, there-
all abilities can do this because we make modifications to make it happen. And
We've Yeah.
yeah. But it
Locally,
sounds
we've
like
been partnering with the Special Olympics for over 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we host the Virginia State Championship for
Oh.
Special Olympics golf.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah, and that pickleball type of, that's the type of equipment that we use to bring into schools, right?
Sure. Okay.
So I think it's important to give kids a taste of success with swinging a club first. So it's like a plastic oversized club with like tennis balls and Velcro targets type stuff.
Right on. See that?
So-
Now you're talking my speed.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
And
Go
you
ahead.
don't have to chase after the
No,
ball.
you have to do
Right.
after the ball,
Yeah.
right? It's a
Right.
wall. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Val. Take it away.
well, I was just thinking, one, I'm learning as we go along that maybe the first tee's focus is a little bit different based on each community. Because
Yes,
out
that's-
here we focus, yeah.
And
ahead.
that's also the YMCA. The YMCA, we aim to meet people in our community where they are. So we there's a saying among the YMCA movement that if you've been to one YMCA, you've been to one YMCA. They are all different. Even within our own service region, our Ys are all different. They all have their different personality. They all offer different things because they meet the community where they are. So, and that's the same with the first tee. And then we're also, because we are blessed to have this facility, we're able to offer things and more programs and at whatever time we want them to be, rather than being sort of handcuffed by somebody else's schedule.
Yeah, and with that
Interesting.
too, we do partner with other golf courses in the area. I think having our own facility is great, but I don't think we can expect somebody from 30 minutes away in
Right.
our service area
Sure.
to, make the trip
drive
after
down.
school,
Right.
in rush hour, get home, get dinner on the table. So, yeah, shout out our partners, Cedar Creek or Cedar Point. I just combined two courses there. Cedar Point out in Suffolk, we do classes out there.
Okay.
Eagle Creek down in Moyock and Portsmouth City Park.
Okay.
We do classes out there.
Right on.
And we get to do some stuff at Top Golf from time to time too, which is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Val.
Well, I know that you're focused in on families and families being able to be a part of your program. And so, where we focus in on kids that might not have a parent that is able to accompany them, but there are leaders in the community and other kinds of folks that get kids out onto the course that might not ever have that opportunity. They're not going to have an opportunity to go with mom or dad to be able to golf. And so for those kids that $50 or $25 is a hardship, is there a granting program? You said you have a grant for your overall program, overarching program, but are there ways for kids that can't even afford that what we consider a nominal amount to have this opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can apply for financial assistance and then obviously too, I mean, if you, that's going to take a parent to take the time to do that. And so, we've got some funding available for us to identify those kids, right? So when we're there in a school and we see this kid who's just like falling in love with the game, it's a great opportunity for us to talk with the teachers and be like, tell us about this kid. We would really love to have him come out, and continue on this journey, right? So really, really excited about that type of stuff. And then it's, we're always trying to do things better and more and reach more people. And I mentioned partnerships. I'll probably say it a couple more times, but a Big Brother, Big Sister, we just started partnering with them, right? So that is another organization that has the same type of values, creating access and exposure to different experiences for kids. That's right in line with us, right? And so it can be tough for us to find transportation, but hey, let's work with an organization that's already doing great work in this space. We can add value to them, and it helps us accomplish our goal and really live up to our social responsibility of creating that access, right? So there's been all sorts of stories of people that, we hear in the community of my kids, really interested, or I know this kid, and, we try to find ways to work with those families to make sure that, they get to experience the game, because it's a game you can truly play for a lifetime. You mentioned football before.
Right.
I'm no shape to play going to football field right now. So, but I can make my way around a golf course, right? So I think that's what's really cool is the younger you pick up the game, one, the easier it is to learn the swing, muscle memory, but then you get to enjoy a sport for a lifetime, which is a pretty cool gift.
Val?
That's really cool. And I think that this is also an opportunity for Kiwanians to get actively involved in this process. And maybe it's adopting a class of kiddos where once a month, once a week, you're taking out a group of kids to be a part of this so that we're the adults that many kids need in their lives. And so do you have to be kind to a facility? Can you be a 501c3 or 504 without a facility to partner with your process? And how would we get in contact with a local First Tee?
Yeah, so the way to get in contact with the local First Tee, they're all around. So if you went to go firsttee.org, there's a way to like search your zip code and see what pops up around you, right? So that's a great way to kind of see what's in your area. And each First Tee is a little bit different, like Kristen said. I think we adapt to the community that we serve, right? So there are some really remarkable things that are happening out there in the network, and always looking, they're always looking to partner with other organizations. So I would say you don't necessarily need to be a 501c3, but at the in the root of our mission, we do love to, collaborate with other nonprofits as well. I think anybody that's willing to, get on board with our mission, we're interested in working with and having a conversation about what that could look like.
Do you have kiddos that that are members, let's say, that using Val's scenario where there is not an adult presence on a regular basis that need a foster golfer, if you will, like a Kiwanis club,
Yeah.
to say, okay, today's our day to go over because First Tee over on Virginia Beach has 6 kids that want to go out and play. We need to coordinate them with an adult to go. Now the Kiwanis Club of Chesapeake can rankle up some golfers and we can go active. Do you have lists of kids either through the YMCA or direct through your First Tee that would love to play that you know of but don't have that consistent adult representation?
Not a lot of that. I mean, I think people that are in that scenario, they're enrolled in our classes, and so
Okay.
there'll be some carpooling and things like that. But I'm not going to sit here and say we're perfect, right?
Okay. Sure.
What I will say is, it's really amazing to watch the landscape around golf shift. And I think during COVID and the pandemic, it was one of the few things that you could do socially distanced and outside. So there was a big boom in golf during that time. And I think a lot of people thought it was going to plateau, but it hasn't, and then you culturally, there's big shifts. You have LeBron James picking up the game of golf right now.
Right.
So you have these athletes in other sports that, kids that maybe didn't think that golf was for them, looking up to other, athletes that I admired, so many people admire, picking up a club. And, it's a humbling game to kind of put your swing out there on social media. But more and more access, I think, is coming. And I think through community partnerships, we're going to get there.
With which, well, listen, if Charles Barkley can put his swing out there, anybody can put their
He
swing out.
revamped it. I don't know
I
if
know,
you've seen it. He's put in the work.
Yes, he certainly has, no question. Although you bring up LeBron, there aren't many golf courses in Philadelphia. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, for those of you who don't know, he's switching to the 76ers from the Lakers. Sorry, you Laker fans. Chuggy, I know, is probably just rolling over in bed right now, yelling at me. So if Kiwanis, let's say, again, I'm going to reference locally, my Chesapeake club, and we want to have a Kiwanis night out at First Tee with key clubbers, let's say, high schoolers. Is that an event that we could do to facilitate bringing first-time golfers that are key clubbers along with us to go out there, moms and dads, and sponsor a night where we go out onto the First Tee course and have some fun and introduce these kids possibly to golf for the first time?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're getting more and more, I think, there's a greater community awareness, I think, right now about First Tee. So we're getting a lot of people reaching out to us about how we can collaborate and work together. So yeah, we love all that kind of stuff, and our goal is always to just have a conversation, say, what are your goals, what do you want to accomplish, right? And we'll figure out what that's going to look like together.
Do we have a First Tee in Africa somewhere from that guest that was watching the show earlier from the other side of the continent?
I think we do, actually. So it is international. I believe there's 6 or 7 other countries.
Zambia.
I don't know.
Well, it's
But Mexico, Canada, I think Japan. There's a few others that I'm missing right now.
So
but
Kiwanis has I want to use a word in there, but I'll leave it alone, has a ton of golfers out there. Okay.
I'm sure.
And if any one of them says, you know what, we don't have a First Tee in our town, how do we go about starting a First Tee? Do they contact their local YMCA? Do they go to the golf course? How would somebody say, you know what, we don't have a First Tee, I want one here? How do we do that?
It would be through First Tee.
Okay.
Yeah,
First Tee
so-
headquarters based out of Ponte Vedra, Florida.
Okay.
So they would reach out and kind of take a look at the service areas and see, what makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Are all First Tees aligned with YMCA all over the country?
No.
So that's where
Very
the different
unique,
partnerships
actually.
come in.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's only 4 of the 150 that are partnered
With YMCA.
with a local YMCA
Wow.
association like we
Okay,
are.
okay.
But most of them are doing community outreach to YMCA,
Sure.
to after school programs
Right.
and camps and all those kinds
Just
of things.
kind of what you're doing, just in reverse, because you're with the YMCA
Correct.
reaching out. Those guys are with another group reaching out to the YMCA's.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Correct.
So if you want to bring a First Tee to your neck of the woods, then there you go. Just go to firsttee.org, which is the national website, right? That they can get that kind of information about maybe starting a First Tee in your area. And who knows, maybe there will be the first ever Kiwanis Club of First Tee somewhere, right, Val? The special interest groups.
I think that because of the values, they align right up with everything that Kiwanis is about, because we're about education and literacy. health and nutrition, and developing student leaders. And so, with those premises that you've got all lined up, oh, wow, maybe it's a health and wellness club that starts first with this. We used to have one called the Right Turn Club, and it was all about getting kids to run. And there are chapters of Girls Run and everything that have spawned off of that because it was set up originally for middle school kids. So, what's the age group that is that First Tee focuses in on? Um, what does the average kid bring to the table? I ask a lot of questions, all in a series.
Yeah, I'm gonna get after it here for you. So, we start at 5 years old, which is some of my favorite. You see those kids put their golf bags on and the clubs are sticking out, and they try to walk out the door, and the clubs hit the door, and you got to teach them the sideways shuffle. So we start at 5 and go up to 17. So there's really something for everybody, at every point in their golf journey, at every age. We even do, for us, we do some adult beginner classes as well. So we're not just for kids. Although that is the core, pillar of our mission is youth development. And you don't need the equipment. So we have golf clubs, we have golf balls that are available. So, it's come as you are, right? I think, like I said before, golf is hard enough, and kids grow super fast, right? So if you're unsure that your kid is gonna like golf or not, making that initial investment into a set of clubs can be, gosh, am I really gonna do this? So we just encourage people to utilize the sets that we have, and then maybe once they get really into it,
once they feel that they're committed to it,
and they want a sense of ownership and
Sure.
responsibility, taking looking after their clubs and taking care of them, then maybe it's time. But,
absolutely. All right. If you're listening to the show, you hear us talking about firsttee.org as the national site. And as it was for me, I thought it was first tee, the letter T.org. It is not. It is first tee, T-E-E, like the actual tee that you place a golf ball on, .org. So it's first tee, T-E-E.org. All right. We're going to step aside for break number 2 to wrap up the show. When we come back, more with our guests, with Val, bad dad jokes, and then we'll let you off to the rest of your Friday. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Hall of Fame broadcaster and local TV host Aaron Phillips. Are you interested in hosting a podcast? I offer a podcast seminar where I share the information you need to set up your podcast for success. Some of the topics that I cover include basic terminology, how to do a successful interview, who to target as a potential advertiser, and more. For more information, visit thevoiceof757.com or email me directly at aaron@thevoiceof757.com. Let my voice speak to you.
Every day they answered the call. They served, they protected, they sacrificed. When their final journey comes, they deserve the same honor they showed others. Firefighter Memorial Transport provides dignified memorial transportation for our fallen firefighters, law enforcement officers, veterans, first responders, and their families. Because heroes should never be forgotten. Your tax-deductible donation helps keep this mission moving. Donate today. Firefighter Memorial Transport. Honoring heroes, serving families, preserving their legacy.
Imagine being able to golf no matter the weather or time of day. Well, now you can at Back 9 Great Bridge in Chesapeake. Grab your clubs and swing by for the next level of golf. Back 9 is open 24/7. Play on your own schedule, get pro-level swing data, and much more. Try St. Andrews, then Pebble Beach to test your skills. It's also a great way to start playing golf without the distractions, pressure, or cost of playing 18 holes outside. Back 9 offers individual and corporate memberships to fit your needs. Back 9 is now open at 500 South Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. Visit our website for more information. Level up your game without stepping on the course with Back 9.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. Aaron Phillips with guests Kristen and Nick from YMCA and First Tee, and Doc Val driving somewhere, somehow, somewhere. She's heading someplace. Okay, before we move forward, I was informed during the break that Nick has his own golf tournament or something going on. Why don't you share some news about that? What you got?
Yeah, so coming up September 21st.
Okay.
Last year we celebrated our 25th annual golf tournament. So this will be our 26th.
Okay.
And that's to raise funds to create this access that we're talking about,
Okay.
right? So those membership prices we talked about, trying to keep them as close to that as we
Mm-hmm.
can, providing those scholarships, and then really supporting our community outreach.
Okay.
When we go out into the community, generally we're not charging anybody. The whole mission of that is to create that access.
Mhm.
So, that's why we fundraise is to make sure that access stays, and not only stays but continues to grow.
And how can people get information to participate in that tournament?
Yeah, so on our website, firstteehamptonroads.org, you can get to the tournament webpage, and we have whole sponsorships available, team sponsorships available. We accept gift and kind donations as well. We do an auction.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful day up, Princess Anne Country Club, beautiful private club in the area.
Okay.
That we get to take over for the day, and they do a wonderful job in hosting us and providing a top-notch experience.
Okay. Do you have a host or an MC for the event for like awards and prizes and stuff? I know somebody who might be available. I'm just saying.
We're gonna
I
talk
have some
about that. I like
experience.
this. Yeah, I like where we're going with this.
I'm just saying. I know somebody who knows somebody. You know what I'm saying? All right. Looks like Val dropped off again. This is the one downside when you're driving in a car through the mountains of Cal. Oh, Val's back. Val's back. Val's back. All right, Val. Before
Yeah,
we lose
I
you
had to
again.
change cameras, so
Oh,
it's our phone. So it's all interesting and fun.
yep.
You're dealing with technology on the road.
Absolutely. But go ahead, take it away. Nick was
So
just
I
talking
loved hearing
a
about
tournament
the
is
fact
now.
that you're doing a golf tournament, and I was wondering, do you ever have your kids travel to somewhere else and play on a different course? And if you do, can we go see it?
Yeah. Okay. Fun. Yes, absolutely. So we actually just sent a couple weeks ago a group of, I think, 6 kids up to First Tee Richmond to the Belmont. They do something called the Redmond Cup, which is a lot of the First Tee chapters on the East Coast, they get invited in.
Okay.
And First Tee Richmond does a phenomenal job in hosting and providing a really cool experience for our kids. And it's First Tee chapters against First Tee chapters, so some friendly competition. So that happens sort of on the local level, regionally. But something that's really, really cool. I mentioned before how the First Tee was started from the PGA.
Right.
So there's really strong roots still with those partnerships. So for the kids that stick with our program and continue to grow and develop, we can nominate them, or they can apply for these, really incredible experiences. So last year, for example, Josh Lichty, who's one of our golf coaches now, has grown up in our program. He got accepted into the Pure Insurance Championship. So we flew him and his family out to Pebble Beach. He got to play Pebble Beach. He got to play Spyglass. He on national television, paired with the Champions Tour golfer. They gave him a custom golf bag and treat him like a professional for a week.
Sure. Wow.
So
what an
there's
experience.
Yeah, amazing participant opportunities, both golf focused,
Right.
leadership focused. That's really what our program is all about, is that character development. So
Right on.
everything's centered around golf, but there's a lot more that's going on than just
Always.
that.
There's always got to be residual effects from the main nucleus of what's happening. So
Yeah.
go ahead, Val. Val's on. Oh, there you go. Take it away. All right, let's do this, John. Let's go to the Melissa Atwell mental health moment of the week while we get Val's audio squared away. So, Melissa Atwell, take it away.
Hi, I'm Melissa Atwell, here with your mental health moment. Rest isn't reward-based. You don't have to earn rest. If you're tired, you deserve a pause. When your body's tired, your mind can't function. So listen to your mind and listen to your body. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
All right. Thank you, Miss Melissa. Doc Val, do we have your audio working?
So as we were listening to Melissa, it's always fascinating to think about just the very simple skills that she brings forward and how they impact us. And I know that one of the things about First Tee that also helps us out is learning about listening. And so I'm not sure if you all can hear Aaron and everybody, but I can't. So I'm going to step back and let Aaron do the leading at this point.
Okay. All right. With technology is great, but when it doesn't work, it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. So, all right, Val, what I'm going to do is, if you can hear me, and do we have any Val wow moments? You could either shake your head or give me a thumbs up, and we can convert to that. All right, I guess she really doesn't hear us. All right, so let's talk about this then. While we're trying to sort that out. Okay, so from your standpoint, from the leadership of the YMCA, what's your role as the VP of Marketing, Communications, and all that regarding First Tee?
Well, my biggest role is I am a cheerleader for the First Tee. I will, as you know me from other groups,
Right.
I will talk about the First Tee at the drop of a hat. I think that the work that they're doing out there is really phenomenal and unique. They are I I grew up in the kind of economic situation where golf was not attainable
Right.
for my family, and even just the fact that there's no dress code, like
Right.
so for you can go out. I actually went to the First Tee with my husband on the weekend and played golf in my flip-flops because the course was very wet and I do not like having wet socks. So and that happens. I have a colleague who talks about playing out there in his bare feet. And although I do not recommend that, but there's no dress code.
Right.
And as a kid who grew up not being able to participate in things because I didn't have the equipment, just something as simple as that really means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
And so I am a champion for the work that they are doing and for the fact that they do it without it. It is Virginia Beach's best kept secret. It absolutely is. There are so many people that will come out to the course that I will bring out to the course, and they say, I have golfed Virginia Beach National 100 times and had no idea that this was here.
It happened just this morning.
I did. I met a guy this morning and he was like, oh, I heard about the First Tee. I was like, you want to go there? And he was like, what? I said, come with me right now.
And you walked right out the door.
And we drove across town and I rolled up and I said, Nick, meet this guy. I did it this morning.
Well,
so.
I am a witness to the fact that at every networking meeting that Kristen and I cross paths at and happen to go to, she does every meeting talk about First, and you light up when you talk about it because everybody knows the brick and mortar YMCA,
Right.
But I think for the first time people get to hear that really First Tee is an extension of what YMCA offers the kids and families that you do beam when you talk about it. So I'm a testament to that. She does her job and then some.
She's the best.
She is.
The best thing about it, what I'll say is what I fall in love about it is the parallels between golf and life.
Yes.
Right? I think you can have a great shot and then you can very quickly have a bad shot, right? And you can have a great day and very quickly a bad day. So
Absolutely.
so how do you
It'll
manage
cause
it,
interference.
right? And we really think of our coaches and our staff.
So, Aaron, whenever you're ready for me to do my wow as I interrupt you, since I can't hear you.
Oh, and she
Or
just
not.
go ahead, finish your thought.
No, so that is my calling. This is a dream job for me, and so when I discovered the First Tee and its mission, I wanted to make sure that we could do everything that we're doing to introduce people to a game that can teach you so much about yourself,
Right.
and not a game that you're going to stop playing once you get to a certain age or athletic prime. Like, I'm past my athletic prime, whether or not I want to believe it or
If
not.
they let a golf cart on a football field, I'm all over it.
Yeah. So I think if you can give people that gift, right, to go out there and spend quality time with people, even strangers. I mean, where would you spend 4 hours with a complete stranger?
Right.
And you all have something in common.
Absolutely.
It's everybody against the golf course.
For the longest time, people used to think about golf as a place to do business, but now it is. It's family business. All right. Before we lose Val, I don't know if she can hear me.
I can hear you now. And I have, before you leave off this topic, I have something to add.
Go
And
for it.
I was in grad school and I took a golf course. The reason why I took it was because I wanted to meet boys. And I just figured that would be the one place where it was even playing field. None of us knew what we were doing. And I met some of the people that have become lifelong friends. And I want to do a shout out to Jason Pina, who has now is at a level of professional golf, and he is a university president on the East Coast. And so during grad school, that was our stress relief.
There you go. So golf is a stress reliever. Who would have ever thought about that? All right, with that, let's transition to one of the best segments ever, Val's Wow Moments of the Week. Take it away. All right, Val, take it away.
Well, this is not my normal kind of wow, but it is. I really want to express my love of Kiwanis and how Kiwanians come together and support the God-given families that are out there, and provide a moment of silence for past international president Alan Penn, who passed away earlier this week, as well as Louis Ford, who's one of the founding godfathers of the Rose Float Clubs. He lost his wife. And the part that makes it a wow for me is going back to when was my great uncle was a lieutenant governor, and when he passed away, there were more Kiwanians present in sending him off than there were family members. And that's the wow for me, that Kiwanians become family members because we share like interests. We do great things for our community. So the wow is, wow, I'm so glad that I get to be a Kiwanian. And I hope if you're not a Kiwanian yet, that you'll join us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Val. All right. I almost feel bad with this last transition. God bless you. I know there's the purpose for this last transition and what it's for, but I almost feel like now I don't know if I want to do it now, Val. All right.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Okay. All right. So thoughts and prayers to those families from all of us here on the East Coast as well. All right. Before we get started, is that time? I know Andy just checked in. I saw him pop up on the screen that he's watching. Susan Wells is out there because he knows we're getting close. So before we get to my list of bad dad jokes themed for the road trip, my guests have come prepared. So who would like to share their joke first?
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
I have a feeling that Kristen's is going to be better.
All right, go ahead.
All right. What's blue and not very heavy?
A thinner Kiwanian. No? Okay, what's blue and not heavy? I have no idea.
It's terrible. Light blue.
Light blue. Oh, I love that one. That's
3 laps in the car. Nice job.
Like 3 laps. All right. Now he's setting the bar high for me, which usually isn't very difficult. All right, Kristen, who's a part-time professional comedian, should hit a home run here, by the way.
Okay, so my dad's birthday is on Monday. He's turning 81.
Happy birthday, Dad.
And
Happy birthday.
I am going to tell you a joke that he told me, that he told my younger sister, and she would say all the time when she was like 5 years old.
Okay.
And it's road trip themed.
Perfect.
Sort of. So there was a man driving a car, and he got pulled over by a cop, and the cop looked into his car, and he saw that he had a bunch of penguins in the back of the car. And he said, "Hey, man, you need to take those penguins to the zoo." And he said, "Okay." So the next day, same cop, same guy, drives past, cop pulls him over again, and he looks in the back of the car, still the penguins, but now they're wearing sunglasses. And the cop says, "Hey, I thought I told you to take those penguins to the zoo." He said, "Yeah, we did yesterday. Today we're going to the beach."
It's actually very good.
All right, 3 more laps. Aaron, the bar is set.
I don't know if I want to do my jokes now. No, I can top those, but I'm going to give it a try anyway because I don't want to disappoint Steve Nagel. I have no idea if Nagel's in there, but here we go. All right. Here you go. Number 1. Why do race cars never get lost? Why do race cars never get lost?
They keep going left.
No, they always stay on track.
Okay.
I don't think that deserves the laugh track.
Tough crowd, man.
I'll tell you, I get no respect. I get no respect, I tell you. Why did the car go to therapy? Why did the car go to therapy? This is right in line from Melissa. Why did the car go to therapy? Because it had too many breakdowns. Oh, I heard some laughter in the background. Somebody laughed
Oh
back
yeah,
there.
yeah. You
All
hit
right.
that funny bone.
All right, very good. Why does it cost so much to put air in your tires? Why does it cost so much to put air in your tires? I figure eventually John's going to pop in on there. See,
Oh, there
go ahead,
goes.
John.
Inflation.
Yes, inflation, because I knew John was going to know that one. That's it. All right. What do you call a car that never stops? What do you call a car that never stops? It's tireless. All right. This one, knock, knock.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
RV.
RV who?
RV there yet? That needed a little Jewish accent. Little Jackie Mason on that one. Probably won't be so bad. All right, this was my favorite. I got two more real quick. What kind of gas does Vin use? What kind of gas does Vin use? Diesel, of course.
Vin Diesel.
Yes, Vin Diesel. It's a long way for a Vin Diesel joke. All right, last one. Where do bees stop to use the bathroom on road trips? Where do bees stop to use the bathroom on road trips?
That's good.
Do you know it?
BP.
The BP station. Yes, the BP station.
That's probably one to end on.
That does it for this week's edition of Bad Dad Jokes, thankfully. But that got the most laughter. I'm happy about it. Not even close. All right. That does it. Val, fun. Listen, these guys set the bar really high. They're never coming back because they set the bar way too high on Bad Dad Jokes. I can't let that happen. Anyway, Doc Val, take it away with final thoughts.
I'm still laughing. Thank you.
Okay, good.
You know,
Was it the BP joke?
never
You're never going to look at a BP gas station the same ever again.
again. As we wrap up the show, I am just so thankful that we can reach out to people in our community and they just respond. You know, there's so many things we don't know about. So tune in again for our show because you get to meet great people, like people from the YMCA, people from First Tee, and better yet, Aaron, me, and John. I just love this show.
All right, Val. Thank you, bro. We love you. I love you. If I wasn't married, I'd love you even more, but you're married and I'm married. We can't do that. Anyway.
Yeah, we never talk to them.
Why not? You know me. I always make shit weird. What am I going to tell you? All right. Final comments from you guys. 30 seconds each.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us and for the opportunity to tell our story and what we're getting into. You know, I think we can't do it without the community. Nothing for you without you. So any way we can collaborate, if there's anybody out there who's interested in getting involved, there's certainly plenty of avenues to do so. So
Right on.
yeah, thank you for the opportunity and for having us.
Thank you for coming in, Kristen.
I say encourage you to visit us. We'll surprise you. I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
There you go.
First round's on us.
Ooh, mention
I
the
like
show.
that.
All right, mention Kiwanis Connects. Go in to see these guys. Go down and see Nick at First Tee at Virginia Beach National Golf Course on Princess Anne. Mention it to Kristen, and you get a first round of golf. Check that out. There you go. I may have to pretend to be somebody else so I can get that first round free. All right, a couple of quick programming notes. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. to noon, Aaron's Hour Coast to Coast. My guest, though not confirmed, but I'll give it out to you. It's Steve Nexus, gentleman I met yesterday. Quite the interesting cat. He's got experience in the entertainment industry. He's writing a book, which we'll talk about. That's tomorrow. And then at 12:30 local time, from 12:30 to 1, the Voice of 757 TV show will be on Cox Cable Channel 4. That's Sky 4. Tomorrow begins a series of best of episodes where I just kind of put a mash of stuff together over the first 6 months of shows, because it kind of is going to get me through the rest of the summer because I start filming again next week for September, October. But the best of episodes will air. If you miss it on TV, don't worry about it. Early part of next week, just go to the Voice of 757 Facebook page and you'll be able to catch the latest episode and all the episodes dating back to January 17th. They'll be there for your viewing pleasure. As always, thank you, John, for pushing the buttons. Thank you to everybody out there watching, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, or if you're going to go back and watch it later on because you missed something, go back and watch it. We appreciate you all. As always, be sure to come back next week for the latest episode of Kiwanis Connects. Thank you for watching. This show is adjourned. looks like a dinner